It's a family affair. Brother Brandon on the camera, Coach Tanner, Gary, his father, his grandfather. Christmas came early to me tonight because I've been wanting to get to Fort Cherry. I've been wanting to get to Clairton. I've been wanting to get to South Park. I've been wanting to get to Seton LaSalle, but I've been running out of daylight. Came here to interview Coach Plack Peters, heading to Pine Richland with Coach LaDawn. It's been a busy month. I'm so happy to run into Tanner in Fort Cherry. Look, I'm just going to tell you, and this is my humble opinion, I'm so happy for Sieg. What an exceptional young talent. I hope he plays quarterback at the next level. James Franklin, you got yourself a winner, but I am a Pitt Panther fan, so I'm a little sad right now, so I'm going to leave it at that, but I do wish him nothing but the best. This football team is much more than him, but we have to start off with him.
Yeah.
What does he bring to the game?
I mean, he is a kid that has, in some way, shape, or form, gotten better every single week of all of his years in high school so far. He started out as a quiet kid that, was just trying to find his way, was always a good football player, but, had to kind of learn how to become that vocal leader and really become, take the next step in that process. So he's done a fantastic job of leading us and just finding ways to get better every year.
The history of Fort Cherry, the connection, let me just share a couple of memories. So television for 20 years, play-by-play for 20 years, KDK for 40 years, Marvin Lewis. It goes on. Vernello, who was the WPIL all-time leading rusher at one time, Marty Schottenheimer. Yep. Do you think people understand that Fort Cherry understands what high school football is all about? The legend. And your pap, your dad, your brother filming.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about as much a family affair as you can have. That's rich history, Coach.
Absolutely. It's one of those things still to this day, when you kind of meet someone that is from around the Whitfield, but might not be from here directly, that, says, where do you coach? Fort Cherry. Still have a lot of people that say, where's that at? Not a whole lot of info out there about Fort Cherry, but the people that know, seems like they have a pretty good idea of some of the rich tradition that's come from here. The NFL coaches, the great football players. So we're happy just to keep on trying to build on that tradition.
Speaking of tradition, I go back to Tom Nola. We know all of the players, including Mr. Boyd, who's actually investing in the stadium there in Clairton. U.S. Steel putting money into the stadium. When you think about history in football, you think of the Clairton Bears. Epic battle. Break it down a little bit for me. A lot of speed on both sides of the football.
A lot of speed. They play a physical brand of football similar to the way we like to play. They're undefeated. We're undefeated. There's been a lot of good and a lot of bad building up to this point in terms of us trying to find ways to get better every single week. Clairton has been a team that you have to keep an eye on at all times. We knew that they were having a fantastic year, and the fact that when we get a chance to go down to the field and defend what we won last year. Against a good team that has the tradition that you were talking about. It's something we're excited for.
Dan Zangrilli, who's the voice of all of our games, I was with him and some of the staff the other night. We were kind of getting our Marconi award-winning #1 dinner at Hyde Park Steakhouse, and we're all gathering. And I was with our sports director, Jeff Hathorne, Dan Zangrilli, Ben Tenuta, who does such a great job putting all this stuff to life via social media. And I asked Dan, I said, Dan, of all the games, what do you look for? What's going to be the game? And he went right to your game. So it's going to start off early with fireworks at 11 a.m. But how good does it make you feel, not only to have Fort Cherry where they are, but playing a team like Clairton? I don't think you could have written a better story.
No, it's kind of that, I grew up playing against Clairton. I was there whenever they went on their run. So I knew what that team was about. And there's so many teams that, people will say it's always better whenever a team like Clairton is relevant in what's going on. Aliquippa, you could say the same thing. Thomas Jefferson, the list goes on and on. So for them to be, the ones that we're going down here to see and the things that Matt has been able to do, they've given up 14 points on defense so far this year. You pair that with someone like Matt, I could understand why, people are excited about it.
All right, last thing, and I've been a broadcaster where you've been like, boy, there's something special there. When did you start to realize that Matt had that potential?
Potential would be, as early as 7th grade. You have to start looking at the kids that you have coming up through the program and see what they're going to bring and how they can help you. And, the things that he was doing as a 7th grader just kind of made your eyes open wide and say, this kid is going to be pretty good. Then you get him up there as a freshman. and to see the work he's put in. And, you know, as soon as we actually got him on the practice field, we knew that he was going to be good. And anyone that was willing to listen, I would have told him.
So pretty much from the time you could walk, you were on the sideline.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
your
absolutely. Yep. So, I mean, all of my summers as a kid were spent, you know, up at camp, you know, during football season, and, you know, on the sideline as a ball boy. I'm a minor in Fort Cherry history. I got a wealth of knowledge up here from years and years and years.
Let me tell you how much I love your community. I'm driving all the time. I'll see the Fort Cherry ambulance service. Yeah. When I see that, I hope everybody's okay.
Yeah.
But I think of your family in football.
Coach,
awesome. What an honor to meet you.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'm heading to Pine Ridge, and it's your Pratte Pack.